He said if we detach ourselves from a state and we may at any moment, at any present moment, we can let go of whatever idea we've been holding on to, then the conditions that that idea brought about will vanish. Think in your favor. Reality is more malleable than you think. If you don't know what that word means, malleable is just fluidity. It's like more easily changeable. It's more flexible than you think it is. Okay, it's always changing at every single second. All right. First thing I want to say though is that you are literally God. Nothing can stop you, nothing can trap you, nothing can go against you unless you accept that reality to be true for you. This is the second take. I'm not starting over again, so if I mess up, I'ma keep going. Okay, one take. All right. Every second of our life is being directly impacted by our frequency, because the 3D is just the tip of the iceberg. I talked about this in the last video, but it really is just the tip of the iceberg, especially when you look at it scientifically and see that majority of our world is literally just quantum energy. It is just empty space in atoms. The 99.99%. Look, I'm gonna stop talking about that. But we can only see less than 1% of the light spectrum. Okay, so we really aren't seeing reality the way we think we are, and even our eyes aren't seeing. Our brain is processing it. So it's just, our sight is so limited. We don't actually know what's happening. We are interpreting it based on who we are. All right. But you only experience an undesired reality up until the point that you shift internally. I got another quote by Joseph Murphy that's really gonna blow you away. He said, success is gained not by imitating the outer actions of the successful, but by right inner actions and inner talking. If we detach ourselves from a state, and we may at any moment do so, the conditions and circumstances to which that union gave being vanish. So the moment you change your state of being, your identity, what you affirm that you're experiencing, the moment those conditions drop, it is completely up to you, and it has always been up to you. Okay, but you have to choose you first. There are gonna be points where you get tired of saying, I'm living in a reality where it's hard to find a job. I'm in a reality where my SP doesn't love me. I'm in a reality where I never have enough money. And you say, F this S. I don't want to cuss, but I want to cuss so bad. But you say F this S, and you're like, look, I am that I am. I have it all right now because it's my reality. I'm choosing to have it all right now. Nothing's gonna stop me because I am the biggest. I am the best. Everything works out perfectly for me. I am literally God. I am literally source, and I'm always receiving everything that I want. Everything comes easily to me. You start telling the opposite story to what you've been saying this entire time, and you start moving differently. There's a reason why the successful people think on a different wavelength whenever situations come about. The same way that when there were these almost like, I forgot, like the Great Recession, when there's people making money doing these things, they set themselves up for it. They had to have some level of optimism. They had to have some different outlook on life to be able to make money in a time where everybody else was losing money, losing homes, to go and purchase property when the prices were down instead of being afraid and holding off. Okay, they had to move different. They had to be optimistic. They had to be at a state of being, where I have it all right now. Everything's taken care of. Another thing I want to say is that time is not real. Time is not real. When you think about the present, when you think about the past, when you think about the future, you're thinking about it now. You're creating that reality now. I don't know where in history we got mixed up and decided that there is a past and there is a future. You're creating it right now. So if something bad happened to you, go within and revise it right now. If you had a situation where your mom and your dad used to have talks about money and they used to argue about it, and things were just going bad with it, go within and say, we've always had money. We've always had money. I will create an imaginal scene that replaces that one and just say, hey, we have so much money. Just picture my mom and dad celebrating getting a huge check, celebrating getting their raise, celebrating changing their life, and you'll see just how much it impacts your internal reality, because you no longer have trauma to hold on to. My trauma is so positive to where it's still manifesting things in my reality right now, because your past trauma is manifesting things in your reality right now, but it's not necessarily a past that is engraved into your mind. It is the past that you bring up to the front of your mind every time you imagine it. every single time you imagine it. I just had an instant manifestation on my way up to this park. I was driving, I made a turn onto a road, and a Kia Sorento got behind me. They were driving regular, right? I'm going about the speed limit. I'm going 50 into 45, and they get behind me and they just step on it. Like all of a sudden, like we're both going about the speed limit, and all of a sudden they step on it and they're flying towards the back of my car. I'm like, why? You know what the point? What was the point in that, right? So I'm still dwelling in that moment, right? I turn onto a different street. I'm almost at the park, right? I'm thinking about, I said, this Kia Sorento really got behind me. I'm telling the story to myself, really got behind me and just stepped on it, right? I kid you not. I look in my rearview mirror again. There is another Kia Sorento and it's flying up behind me. Another one. 555 on the clock. Another one, y'all. That literally shows you that every single thing in your reality is created by you. Literally, it is created by you. The only reason you don't see it now is because you haven't gone within enough to be present. When I say present awareness, it goes beyond like just being able to have the awareness where you notice things around you. It's so hard to describe, but when you start meditating, when you start visualizing, when you start really paying attention to your internal reality, what you're thinking throughout the day, those ideas, those thoughts that pass through you, and you just live in life, you really pay attention to your surroundings, you will see every single thing that you think, every idea, every emotionally charged thought is reflected in your reality. And sometimes it's instant, just like that situation. I had no resistance at all to that. And boom, it just showed up, okay? So once again, time is not real. The past is happening right now the moment you think about it. The present is happening right now the moment you think about it. The future is happening right now the moment you think about it. And guess what? You have to think to even experience reality. So even what you're experiencing right now is a thought. You decide what's good, what's bad, what's indifferent. It is completely up to you. Okay? So think in your favor. If it doesn't match the reality you desire to be in, it is not for you. Let it go. All right? Next thing. This ties directly into what Joseph Murphy was saying, because first thing he said was, well, this was the second half of what he said. He said, if we detach ourselves from a state and we may at any moment, at any present moment, we can let go of whatever idea we've been holding on to, then the conditions that that idea brought about will vanish. Okay? Now, moving on. Change every internal part of your state of being that doesn't align with where you want to be. Change every part of your internal state of being that doesn't align with where you want to be. When I say that, I mean go deep and don't leave any stone unturned. I need you to be so freaking delusional it doesn't make any sense, because this is the delusion that creates worlds. You see the most successful people talk about this stuff all the time. I just never thought it was possible for me to fail. I just never thought it was possible for me to not get for me to not get to where I wanted to be. Kanye said if he wanted to be an astronaut, if he wanted to be a professional basketball player, he knew he could do it. That was the amount of conviction he had in himself. That's the same amount of conviction you should have in yourself, okay? To get anything, to get these small little things that you want, to get your little SP, to get that little car that you want, to hit that little money milestone that you want to get that little job, to get into that little school. Yes, I'm calling it all little because it all is little in the eyes of the universe. You can get whatever you want. All right. So experience life within that strongly. Make the past, the present, and the future align to who you desire to be. Change it. All right. Be extreme. Be as extreme as possible. You're gonna reach that breaking point where you're like, look, I'm tired of this BS. I'm tired of experiencing this, and I'm tired of deciding that I'm experiencing it. There will be times where you hit that wall and you realize, like, hold on, I've been deciding this whole time. I didn't have to be this person. I didn't have to be this person this whole time. I didn't have to go through this. I didn't have to be in fear about money. I could have gone within every time I thought about it and said, look, this is my life. I am abundant. I have more than enough, and I always will have more than enough. I always have had more than enough. I'm literally source, I'm literally God. So I'm always receiving opportunities that bring me more money. I'm always receiving opportunities to meet new people. I'm always receiving new opportunities to be happier. Okay, so doing this leads to harmony, happiness, alignment, fulfillment, joy, bliss, love. And it's not necessarily attached to those things. You can decide to be that right now with every single thought, every single idea, every single belief that you accept for yourself, okay? Thank y'all so much for tuning into this reality. And I'm still shaken up by the Kia Sorrento situation. Like, that really shook me. Because when I looked up in my review, I'm like, hold on. Like, manifestations, they happen naturally. It's not going to be some big crazy thing where it falls out the sky. You're literally shifting realities. You're shifting into a reality where I'm aligned to a Kia flying up behind me. They got the inspired action to just randomly do that. They don't know. They're just mindlessly driving, you know? But we're all connected. So somehow, some way, it'll come about. Whether you believe in the multi-reality theory, where it's like infinite realities and you shift into a new one at any given moment, or you believe that we're just all one, we're all connected, and whenever you say something, whenever you speak something out, somebody has to make it happen, you know? Whether it's you or somebody else, okay? But yeah, you can move fearlessly after doing this, knowing that the same invisible luck, God, energy, or the universe that you thought was against you was just you accepting an unwanted reality this entire time. Thank y'all so much for tuning into this video. Really hope it wasn't all over the place, but I trust that you got something, you took something away from this. My email is going to be linked down below, of course. But I'm going to see y'all tomorrow, okay? I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.